Good morning, guys. Well, we're out here. I'm collecting what little bit of block I got left. I ended up letting Back to Good use quite a few of them, and also Mary over there. So I'm gonna have to get some more block to be able to level this camper out. So I got about 4 right here, and I got a couple right there I need to get loaded. Don't think that's going to be enough to get it done, but it's a couple more I'm not going to have to buy. Let's get them loaded up. All right, we got what little bit of block I got left. Now we're gonna go down to the old landing Ratter's hideout, see if there's any down there, and then also try to get a couple pieces of scrap wood so we can kind of shim it. Looks like we got a couple more blocks here. Let's go ahead and grab those. Alright, I think we got everything we can get here. Searching the whole property. Just find enough to try to get this done without having to run to town. Starting to get a small little collection. We're gonna run back up to the cabin, see if we got anything there and get a couple of shims. Alright, we're gonna come over here to the scrap pile, see if we can get a couple different thicknesses of little cut pieces to use as shims. should have a couple of things in here. All right, I think we should have enough to get what we need. Grab a couple more things and it's time to go to HQ. Let's get that camper leveled out. All right guys, we made it out to HQ. As you can see, late yesterday we got Pop somewhat set up over here, moved his gas tank. He's going to be over here on this side for now. He should be moving to his new property probably in about 3 weeks to a month. The goal is February 1st, but I needed him moved out of the way so I could get this camper put over here in place where I need to winterize it. As you can see, I left a little bit of space right here in between. That way I can get back here and access everything that I need to access. Right here is the power. I'm hoping that my power cord will reach from here to there. And I'm probably going to end up having to put a new plug in because I still got Pops over here running off the 50 amp right there. So I believe I'm going to need to get a 30 amp for this camper right here. I do have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, so I'll probably be grabbing that tomorrow and grabbing supplies to winterize this thing. So the goal today is to get it leveled out, get the slide out. That way I know exactly what I'm gonna need. While I'm in town tomorrow, I can pick up all of the supplies. Now before I start shaking blocks out, I want to go ahead and pop this out, this slide out to make sure that it's not going to be too far right there before I start unloading everything and putting a bunch of blocks in the way. So let's go ahead and get the door open. Let's go ahead and get the steps pulled out. That fits pretty good. All right. Glide room out. Means that I know nothing about this camper. Take it out just a little bit, make sure everything looks good on the outside. Okay, starting to look like it's coming out pretty decent. Coming out right there. I can see right now this is going to be an issue. Let's go ahead and get that cut. I don't think I got any loppers out here, but I got some metal cutters and a shovel. I believe I can make that work. Maybe not. that works out great, guys. Got plenty of space in between this roof and this roof, which honestly that's a little bit higher, so it really wouldn't matter anyways, but the water coming off will be perfectly fine. Plenty of space here, plenty of space in between the water and the cable. As you can see, there's a nice little alley right here. All right, while we're checking things, let's go ahead and grab the power cable and see if we have enough space. Nope, it's over there. It's gonna be close. Definitely gonna be close. .30 amp, 120 volt. Got a little twist lock on it. Got just enough to be able to put one. I had it by about 2 feet, so I could put the other one up here or over here on this side. I'll probably put it on this side, honestly. Sweet. I was worried about that one. All right, now that I know that the power's in a good spot, the slide out's in a good spot, now we'll go ahead and get this thing leveled out. I can already see it's leaning this way right here. So we're gonna start on the back side and go from there. So I got some block at all four corners. I went inside and checked the level. It's definitely leaning this way a little bit. So I'm gonna start on this low corner in the back right here. This way right here. The front's gonna need to be jacked up a little bit. So I wanna start on this corner, get this corner right, and then we'll level everything off of this corner. Trying to be smarter in what I'm messing with today, using the trailer to haul the blocks around to keep everything close. I really want to take my time with this and get it good and sturdy. That way I don't have to deal with this later on after I winterproof all the way around. All right guys, now it's the heavy part. Got to move that big jack. I went ahead and screwed down the handle so it wouldn't come out, so I can just drag it instead of lifting it with my back. So hopefully that works out. All right, well that worked out. I went ahead and got 2 blocks up under there and one of the flat blocks. I'm gonna grab a couple of 2x4 scraps to put on top of the jack. I don't think this jack's gonna jack high enough to get it up there. All right, so we got this way pretty level. I'm gonna go ahead and get the blocks over here and get it shimmed up about where it needs to be. Then we'll go to the front tongue, raise it up about where we need it to be, and then put blocks on each side. And that should get us pretty close. Then we can kind of fine tune from there. All right, let's grab the level. Now, if that button wasn't broke on the jack, this would be real easy. I could just hit the button, lift it up, and go from there. But now I'm gonna have to use the jack instead.
They have a 4.
All right, pretty much got it leveled out now with the block. Once I get this push button right here and get it replaced, I'll put some blocks on the tongue as well. Now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and block up the corners of this slide out right here. I'm not gonna try to change the pitch of it any. I'm just going to try to put something so when weight's added on the inside, it doesn't sag anymore. Just helping stabilize the camper. Eventually I'll end up getting some little jacks that go up underneath here that kind of does the same thing, but I got blocks here. I got enough blocks to do it, so we're gonna go ahead and get that took care of. All right, now that we got the four corners done, I got the block shook out for the slide out. I'm gonna go ahead and put down the stabilizers. I believe the buttons are in here. There they are. I'm only gonna take them down until they get close to the bottom, and I'll put a piece of wood under there. All right, got all the stabilizers down. Let's walk inside and see what it looks like. Oh yeah, it's good and stable. Good and stable. It looks like it's in good shape here. Real good shape. All right, now the only thing left we got to do is get this situated on the outside. And she is officially set up. And we can start making a list for everything that we're going to need to get the power and water hooked up. We're getting there. Being that this is going to be here for a while, I plan on setting it up to where I don't have to worry at all. Just kind of want to shim it to where it's nice and snug, so once the furniture and stuff goes in there, it sets down nice and stable. I got to go to town tomorrow for a doctor's appointment, so I might see if there's some little jack, little screw system I can kind of put in there just to braze up, or see if I can find a little screw jack or something that can go from the ground up. I think that's going to be a good thing for it. All right, I'm gonna take a little lunch break, and then we'll start looking at all the water hookups, power hookups, and get the tape measure and start figuring out what we're gonna need to do to winterize this thing. All right guys, I've got a list of everything that I need. Before I leave, I'm gonna go ahead and unload some more stuff and talk about what we're gonna be doing. Go ahead and put these in. Alright guys, got all that unloaded. The septic situation will be the last thing I deal with out here. Pretty much what I'm going to do is I got that 45-gallon tote plus the black tank in this thing. And right now, a company already comes out twice a month to pump Pops' RV. And also the porta potty down there at Back to Goods. So we're just going to do that until we get through winter, and then we'll figure out a septic situation.